A second or two before the plane hit, there was a huge explosion on the sub-level B2 to sub-level B3.
So there was an explosion from below you?
Correct. And that was, you know, a second or two before the
But it was
impact
clear and it was distinct that this explosion was before the plane hit the top of the building?
Definitely. As a matter of fact, it was so hard that I thought it was an electrical generator that just blew up on the sub-levels. A second or two before the plane hit, there was a huge explosion.
Storage. B1 office, B1 level, is what they have the support office for my company, the cleaning company, American Building Maintenance. So I was talking to the supervisor, and at 8:46 we hear boom! An explosion so hard that pushes us upwards in the air. Upwards. And it came out from below us, from the mechanical room that was right below us. And it was so loud and so powerful that all the walls cracked, the false ceiling fell on top of us, the sprinkler system got activated, and everybody started screaming so loud because they didn't know what was going on. And the first thing I'm going to say is that a generator just blew up on the B2 level, the level below me. And everybody's screaming. And when I'm going to verbalize it, 6 to 7 seconds after, we hear, "Bah!" Building off the plane. Two different events separated by almost 7 seconds, separated by time. And when I'm going to verbalize it, 6 to 7 seconds after, we hear, two different events separated by almost 7 seconds, separated by time.
And that's what I did, thinking that it was going to be the right thing.
William Szymanski, you're writing a book about William's life and William's experiences. What's motivated you to write this book? I know it's a fascinating story, but do you think it's going to, how do you think what kind of an impact do you think it's going to make?
Well, I think it's a tremendous story. It's something that I believe in. What's motivating me to do it, I'm a journalist who from the beginning started researching 9/11 from a criminal point, looking at it as a criminal point. He felt, what he saw, what occurred that day that contradicts the government story.
And not only is his story believable and true, it's corroborated by at least 25 people.
I could name 6 right now that I've spoken to or have seen tapes of not right after 9/11, but even a year later, that corroborate this story, that there were explosions, and I want to repeat that. There were explosions below prior to the plane hitting. Now, how do I come to that conclusion? I come to that conclusion as any investigator would. First you look at who's the benefit, who's been covering up things. And what kind of eyewitness testimony do I have? I have testimony of 15 to 20 people who hear the same things below.
People down, a gentleman by the name of Jose Sanchez, who was on sublevel 4, that heard explosions below him. People down, a gentleman by the name of Jose Sanchez, who was on sublevel 4, that heard explosions below him.
Jose Sanchez was in the basement, on the B2 level. All of this was burned because of a huge explosion that happened in the basement. Worked there for 15 years. Jose Jose Sanchez was in the basement on the B2 level.
It's unbelievable. This is so big. It's just, oh God, I can't stand it anymore.
I was a janitor. Like I said, on that day, there was an explosion on the basement, and this is prior to the building got hit by the plane. And I was a janitor. Like I said, on that day, there was an explosion on the basement, and this is prior to the building got hit by the plane. And